Hello, welcome to this week's reading. Today we have the Hierophant and The World. So hopefully you've thought about how those are showing up in your life right now to do with conclusions, but also habits, routines, rituals, kind of an ending to a chapter of your life. Here's the first card. We have King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is usually the king that kind of represents hard work. We have these two, so we don't need that one. He represents hard work. He is a representation of a whole person. So he does have positive traits and negative traits. He's very giving. He's very hardworking. He knows how to gain and how to save. He knows how to take care of himself. He knows self-sufficiency. But with King of Pentacles, that is the earth sign. So he can also be stubborn. He can also withhold instead of being generous, keeping more for himself than he needs. I'm just seeing over and over again kind of more of like a farmer taking care of his crops, putting in the effort, planting the seeds, and waiting for that harvest to happen. I'm seeing more of like a springtime. Because of the World and the Hierophant, this might be a conclusion happening to a preparation period of your life. You also got self-care and acceptance with this card. So we are looking at acceptance of moving on to a new phase. Self-care, where we're always needing to check in and make sure that you're kind of taking care of your inner world as you work on your outer world, and keeping that balance. Keeping that balance is going to always be kind of that battle in life where you do need to be checking in, but don't stay inward all the time, because you do need to be existing outward. You do have a body to take care of. You do have jobs to do, daily life to go through. So this is keeping that balance. But this does feel like there's an acceptance happening where you've been in this routine, in this process of preparation. I keep seeing like the farmer in my mind. He's been treating the soil, he's been taking care of the soil, he's been tilling it, he's been working the soil. You might have been in a phase of life where you've been really working and preparing that foundation. This is kind of seeing in your life that metaphor of, okay, you've prepared this much, you're actually going into a new phase where you won't be doing that same process every day. It will look very different now, because you're still working towards this goal and you're still going through your life. We're still alive, we're still doing things, but it's going to look a lot different past this threshold. You're going into a new chapter where you're going to be needing to plant seeds. You're going to be needing to wait for the weeds to come and pull them. You're going to be needing to do watering soon. It's going to look a lot different from preparing the soil as it does to caring for plants. And being able to see that your body's going to need different things, seeing that your family, friends, relationships, whatever you're doing with your life, what that goal is, they're going to be needing to be treated differently and handled differently because you're entering a new phase of your goal, of your life. That feels like that one's done. We probably have time for one more. That guy wants to come out. For this one we have 6 of Swords. It was upside down. So there might be a little bit of a resistance of moving forward, which is showing up in your first card of acceptance, or accepting that this is a new phase and the unknown is an okay place to head into. This says patience, and then look inside yourself. This is really similar to the first one, where we're moving into new waters, new territory. You're carrying with you experiences and understanding that you gained that has made you whole. Love and loss, joy and grief, pain and pleasure, as you experience those through a chapter of your life, those things will make you whole. Staying in a pure, naive state of a child who doesn't understand if they touch the stove, they'll get burned, who doesn't understand fully what love is, where they understand loss as well. Staying in that naive state isn't what we're here for. Going through pain and pleasure, grief and joy, loss and love, that provides us with a way to become whole. Moving forward, using that wholeness that you've become. Going through the muck and the mud of life doesn't make you impure, it makes you whole. That needed to be said. Appreciate that. And then we have with that, look inside yourself, and then patience. So be patient with yourself when you go through an experience and you come out on the other end. You didn't handle it the way you wish you would have. You may have really stumbled around. You might have been looking back and feel embarrassed or full of regret or guilt, or maybe it's an experience where you wish you could go back in. This is asking you to give patience to yourself and allowing yourself that patience with yourself in learning. This is also saying, going forward, experience that patience of, you just ended a cycle, a phase in life, and you're just barely starting to go into this new phase. With those first few steps, you're not going to know what the full experience is going to look like. Just like at the beginning of this other cycle you've ended, you didn't know what was going to happen. You didn't know what pure joy you were going to experience. You didn't know what loss you were going to experience, but you went forward in it day by day, minute by minute. This is saying, go inside yourself, find that strength of going forward and taking those steps and being okay with not knowing, but allowing yourself to flow forward. And I feel like that's good on that one. We're going to do one more. There's one more message in here. Those are not it. That is. So we do have the moon coming up. The moon is the unknown. It holds just as much joy as it does pleasure, as it does pain and grief. But your divine purpose is to experience these things. Don't fear living. Be alive as you live your life. Avoiding pain, you will be avoiding pleasure. And you're always able to rise above your problems. The problems don't go away, but when you rise above them and see them in an eagle-eye perspective, they'll melt away and become solutions to situations rather than problems. That message shows up a lot for you guys. I feel like that's it for today, so I'll see you next week, and thanks for joining me. Bye.